Hey guys, so a couple months ago I was doing a video about one-touch passing with Iniesta. So just an overview, I'll just go over it. So let's play this clip. Okay, so as the ball comes to him, you see he doesn't like take a huge step there, and he doesn't really swing his foot too back because just seems to be quite a bit of pace on the ball. He doesn't want to hit it too hard in this case. Sometimes he might lift it up a little bit, but I think generally he tries to not lift it too high. Maybe just to not tell everyone that he's going to pass. So just basically hits the ball like in front of him rather than closer to his body, and then you see as he hits, kind of like it's hard to notice, but I find he kind of like punches the ball down, and then you see that leg elongates, and he keeps that ankle wide. And as he follows through, you see that right shoulder comes back out like this way, and then as he follows through, you can naturally, do that curve motion. So, I was doing that with, a fair bit of resemblance, but now, I kind of want to simulate game situations, especially during rondos. So, as the ball comes here, not only just hitting it back straight, but now hitting it over to my right, hitting it to the left, and, at various angles. Now let's have a look here. You see Iniesta will receive a pass and pass it right away. So let's watch that again. You see as Iniesta gets the ball, see there's quite a bit of pace that he puts on it like this. So you see this player here, he's kind of like getting in proximity, so Iniesta needs to put a bit more pace. And when you do put more pace, there's two things. There's a chance that it'll be less accurate, and might be a bit harder for your teammate to control. So let's do an overview and see how he did it compared to the first clip. So again, he doesn't take this huge step with his left foot, and then you see his he does wind up I think a little bit more because he plans to put more pace. But you see again the ball is still like out in front of his body, and then again elongates that leg. You can kind of see it like almost like stretch out this way, and then has his right shoulder turned over to the back during the follow through. So I found like this like L-shaped wall, which is great because I can pass like both directions. So let's see how I compare. So this is the first time of me doing this. So let's see how I compare to Iniesta. So see, it's kind of like a different camera angle, but I think we kind of make sense of it. So let's see how far I went by my foot compared to Iniesta. So it's about the same, and then as Iniesta hits it, again, it's, relatively like the same distance in front of us, I think. Next time I might put the camera on a different angle. And then, my foot, like, try to keep it straight, and then, I think I should drop my right shoulder a bit more, and then maybe swing it through to put more pace, because when you see Iniesta do it, you see that foot like kind of sweeps up like this. It's not like I was trying to imitate the first clip where it doesn't seem like he adds too much pace on the ball, but in this case he does because of this angle here. So I think what I gotta try to do is maybe lean back there, but also like swing like through like this. Now watch this clip of Iniesta also passing laterally, but he doesn't add too much pace to it because if you see here, there's a lot of space. So again, makes the pass like more likely to be accurate and easier to receive and doesn't bounce, or it's easier for this teammate to one-time pass it. So let's play the clip. So as you see, as Iniesta touches the ball, like as mentioned, there's all this space, so he doesn't need to put too much pace on it. That way it's easier to receive. And you see, same principles, Iniesta takes maybe a slight step in front with his left, and then he doesn't wind too much with his right, just a little bit like back left there. And then he's already leaning back, and then, hits the ball in front of his body like this. And then you in this case, you see like same thing, that like kind of almost punches the ball slightly downwards and then elongates that leg and keeps that ankle open. Trying to like drop that right shoulder a little bit, not as much as in the previous clip, But you see here again, like unless like previous skill, he's not adding too much pace, so he's not like swinging his foot too much like this in the follow through, and as a result, bringing that shoulder back. And I think like basically when you see the ball's going this way, you see his like foot, it's like touching like the right of the ball, like almost going this way. So it almost seems like he's kind of like following through out this way. As he falls through, he opens up that hip, and then kind of makes it like harder for the opponents to tell where he's going to hit it, because it kind of looks like he might hit out over there, and then as he follows through with his hip open going this way, not only is it like doesn't have too much pace to make it to make it too hard for the teammate, but adds a little bit of flair, so the opponents can't like guess and like immediately try to close this angle down. Okay, now let's see how I look like when I try to pass the ball this way. So using my right foot, I hit a crossbody this way. Okay, so as the ball comes, like I think it's like fairly intuitive. Like you see, like I'm like essentially just following through crossbody, and then for my knee like down, I'm going this way. I don't think there's too much to it. So that's just one way to hit it. But I just want to see if there's like a more if there's a better technique, or there's different ways to hit it depending on the situations. So let's look at this clip of Xavi hitting it first, and I'm not too sure. I think this is Pedro, but or Fabregas, but let's see how they do it. Okay, so as Xavi touches the ball again, he goes across body like I did. Again, I don't think there's too much at this point, but maybe we can look at it later. But you see this player here. I think that's Pedro, but anyways, you see that ankle. It's like pointed like 45 degrees upwards, and you see his shoulders, like it's kind of like turned like over, like looking this way. And then as he hits, you see that he kind of pushes this way, and then like that like toe kind of turns over to the left like this. So I think that's another way I can like disguise the pass, because like if I'm like looking this way, and I can like again not put too much pace on it, because if I put too much pace, it can be hard for my opponent, for my teammate to collect the ball. But passing it this way can like add some like more flair to my lateral passes across the body. Now let's watch Iniesta receive this pass and pass over to the left in a similar manner. It's quite bears the same resemblance as the previous pass. Okay, as Iniesta, you see he kind of like winds up a little bit more than he would, but he's kind of like pointed this way. And then as he, receives the ball, again, like kind of like hits the ball with like 45 degrees with his toes pointed up. And then, this case, it almost looks like he barely touches the ball. He just kind of brings his foot back. Probably, let's see. Maybe there's a lot of pace, and he doesn't want to put too much pace because his teammates are fairly close. Yeah, so he didn't want to put too much pace in it. He just wanted to like kind of use his flair to like, you see, like maybe he sees his opponent going this way like this with his, he's like angled this way. So he does. I guess he doesn't need to put too much power on it, just to make it easier for his teammate to receive the pass.